We got a really special guest joining us tonight. I hope you guys are excited. We got my guy Bob Vu of Bob's Balls joining us tonight. He's gonna come on the show, show off some awesome ball pythons that he's recently hatched. We're gonna ask him some questions too about how he goes about breeding, his philosophy, and how to make it in the ball python industry. Appreciate everybody that's double tapping the screen. I know you guys are used to usually seeing my snakes, but tonight we are gonna be checking out Bob's snakes, and he's got some amazing stuff, you guys. I just got to check out a bunch of his snakes over at the Daytona Reptile Expo, and we did a little interview with Bob too there. So if you guys want to check that out, go over to our YouTube channel to check that out. What's up, Derek's Reptiles? Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, we're just gonna give Bob a little bit more time. Really, the event's supposed to start at 7. We're gonna try to make it at least an hour, maybe longer, depending on how much time Bob has. I don't want to take up too much of his time. I know he's a busy guy. I don't want to keep him up too late. But we're gonna ask him some good questions. If you guys in the live chat have any questions for Bob, feel free to ask them down below. Let's see, Biker Man for the win says, I got my first ball python today. His name is Sir Hiss-a-Lot. Nice, man. Congrats. That is awesome. Always great to get a new ball python. Now, unfortunately, I didn't buy any new snakes at the Reptile show. We just went down there. We made some content, got to talk with some awesome breeders, which was dope. Yup, you already know. I wish I got a snake, though. There was a lot of cool stuff that we saw there. I just don't want to pull the trigger on anything, to be honest with you guys. I got to move some of the babies that we have available first. Once I move some of those, we'll maybe add some new snakes. What's up, Don? Appreciate the gift. What up, Yule? I seen my guy Yule in the chat. I'm excited, guys. I don't know about you, but I am really excited to get Bob on the show. Bob is definitely an inspiration to me. He's got awesome snakes. I seen Bob just joined in the chat. What up? I'm gonna send you the invite, Bob, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and accept that, and I'll get you on the big screen. What's up, Bob?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me, brother? I can hear you.
Yep, let me clean off my camera real quick, make it look better. Oh, yep, there we go.
Let's go.
Ooh, I just woke up from a nap.
You're looking fresh, man. The hair's on point. Appreciate you joining us tonight, man.
All right, let me turn this around. How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing well, man. We got a pretty good crowd so far building up down here. I see Big Flexin down there, Don. Everybody's excited to see your snakes, man. I was just talking you up before you came on here. A lot of people already know who you are, so I don't have to talk too much.
Yeah, so we're just gonna show off some animals, maybe do a Q&A. We have a lot of stuff hatching, man. I've been I just got down here about 30 minutes ago, looking at the incubator, and we're washing off some babies. A lot of stuff hatching for sure.
Heck yeah, man. I'm excited to see what you got hatching. I know in one of the group chats that I'm in with you, the Scrambler chat, I seen you just made some really cool looking pies. Have you been able to kind of determine which ones are Scrambler? I know you were saying the Enchi was making it difficult as far as like the pattern.
Yeah, so the entry does make it difficult, because especially in pies, because it makes it more pattern, but it usually already breaks up the like the usual pie pattern with the bandings, and then it does bring up some orange. But now that I'm it feels like a lace situation, where the first few laces I had, I thought everything was lace, everything looked kind of like it, and then now that I've seen enough of them where I'm like, oh, okay, that's clearly not. And now that I've had more scramblers, I think like it's a little bit easier for me to ID. Someone had a good question in the chat, right? Are these racks abusive? In my opinion, they're no more abusive than, keeping your dog inside the house. If you kept the dog in the house, is that abusive? I don't know. That's up to your ethical code or, morals or whatever you feel. My dog doesn't stay in the house, so I have no idea. And I have an English bulldog. He still stays outside because I feel like they need the room to roam. He sleeps inside, but he stays outside 90% of the day. And again, if you study each species of snakes, it's like depending on the species, ball pythons and blood pythons are like some of the laziest of species. Sure, in the wild, sometimes they can travel and stuff like that, but what are they traveling for, right? People are like, oh, ball pythons in the wild do travel, climb, or whatever. But most of the time, I feel like they do that specifically to hunt. They just want food, right? So it's not like they're doing it for the enjoyment of their life. They're literally just going to get food and then go back home. So it's like, and if you study a ball python in the wild, I say the majority of its life, it lives in a hole in termite mounds. That's where they find them most of the time, is just digging up these termite mounds. That's why the Africans have been doing it for so long and so successfully. They just dig up these termite mounds and there's a ball python in it. And if you are an ethical-ish, an ethical enough breeder, you're going to provide them with enough space. So once they get past this tub space, so let's just pretend this is a baby tub, right? The baby ball python is like 50 to 70 grams. It will live in here for about 2 months before it outgrows that space. Then you just keep continuing to upgrade the space. I know this is not a husbandry session, but I just wanted to knock that out. This is like a few months old. They'll live in here until they're 5 months old, and they'll outgrow this and they'll go to a larger space, and continue. And why do we use gray tubs? Because ball pythons are so used to a dark space, it helps them feed better. So, oh my God, racks. Yeah, no, that's why sometimes I go on TikTok and people are like, oh my God, I can't believe they're using racks. And I'm like, you guys buy your dogs from kennels. Like, it's okay.
I agree with you 100%, man. And I appreciate you breaking it down for the viewers, man. That was good information and it's all facts. I'm in agreement with you, boss. It's all
right. A lot of folks in here, yeah.
Someone asked if they could get a job at SERE.
We can make it happen, man. Hit us up. The next show is going to be wild. The February show is going to be really good. We're going to be in a smaller space, but if there's ever a show for anyone to visit, it's August, man. August is going to be insane. We just signed our contract today for all 4 rooms. We're going to have more space, more vendors, more people. We actually got overran. There were so many people at the show. The venue ended up calling us and telling us we have to open early. Fire marshal was there. We had a lot of issues with that, but it's great. I mean, that's a good problem to have, right? You have too many people trying to get into the show. It was a good, very good show, especially when we have Snake Discovery there. We want that huge crowd so they can, kind of see that.
Well, I think that's so admirable, Bob, that you made that show happen in your hometown. I think that's freaking awesome. And you do so much for the community and industry. You're a big inspiration to me. I'm sure you're a big inspiration to a lot of people in the chat right here. So I just want to, thank you for everything you do. And, I'm looking forward to going to a SERE. I haven't been yet, but I'm trying to make it to the February one for sure. It's definitely on my list.
Well, yeah, I'd love to have you out there, man. Just like a different feel for a show, like February, August, whichever one you go to. It's a different feel for the show. We had a really lucky August. That was nice and cool out. I think the highs were like 82, 83 degrees. And then nighttime, it dropped to like 68, 69, which is like amazing because people were outside on the decks. There's like a fire pit and all this stuff because it was attached to a really nice hotel and it made it a really nice atmosphere.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, whenever you're ready, Bob, you could start showing off some snakes, my man. I think we're ready in the chat. I'm definitely ready to see some cool snakes. So,
cool. I'm going to put on my little neck gadget thing here, and that way I can use both hands to show you guys some animals. Let's pop this camera around. Give me 1 second. I know how to do this, I think. Done it before. Oh, here we go. There we go. Can everyone still hear me fine?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Cool. Okay. Let's start off with some clowns. So all my racks are labeled like clown rack, DG rack, pied, and so on. So these are all FB Mini 10s. So I'm going to show you. Actually, I'll just pull the whole cart with us. And we'll start off with some clown. That's like a crowd favorite. So do I do all this by myself? No way. I have 2 full-time employees that help me. This is just the baby room, by the way. So I have 2 full-time employees that help me. Yeah, so people are like, oh, these tubs are so small. Look how little room this animal uses, right? And even it stretch out, it's going to stretch out fully to here, and then it still has room to grow. So this is a banana Pompeii. It's actually the second one I've produced this year. So genetically, you want to break this down as banana, spot nose, black pastel, red stripe, yellow belly clown. Let me see if out here. Look better. Yeah. Um, we've been really, really crushing it on banana clown stuff. People really like this banana clown stuff. I went to Daytona. I don't know if you saw on my table. We had quite a few, and we sold like 6 of them this past weekend. This one just hatched, so again, it looks a little slim. It just absorbed its yolk. Hasn't had its first meal yet. It'll be being offered the first meal tomorrow. But this is a banana Pompeii. I can still feel a little bit of yolk in its belly. So it will be offered its first meal tomorrow.
Now, how long, Bob, do you usually wait to offer its first meal? Do you do it right after their first shed, or do you kind of give it a little more time after the shed?
So right after it sheds, basically the next feeding session we have, we will offer the meal. So it's shed probably 2 days ago. We're going to offer it tomorrow, which is Monday. Most of our feedings drop onto a Monday. It just happened. Monday's just the easiest for us. Oh man, this is a nice one too. Here's a banana, black pastel, red stripe clown. This whole clutch was pretty good. We had, in my opinion, have a better banana clown clutch shedding out. But I'll show you guys that in a second. Oh, but yeah, let's show this one. So this is a banana super red stripe yellow belly clown. So this clutch, we were shooting to make a super red stripe Pompeii, and we missed. The Pompeii is so elusive in the first place. Trying to make a super red stripe Pompeii is even more elusive. So super red stripe yellow belly banana clown. Then I think we have 2 of those. Yep, there's another one. Oh, this is just without the banana. So this is super red stripe without the banana. Yep.
Wow.
Then we have, let's see, black pastel, red stripe, yellow belly clown. Let's see what else is in this clutch. Spot nose, black pastel, yellow belly clown. No red stripe here. We missed it again on the Pompeii. Then we're gonna go to here's a GHI leopard. What are you? GHI leopard redhead clown. A little drop of water on his head.
I love the
almost looks like a Dark Knight. Yeah, it looks like almost like a chocolate type clown, but I know it's not because I just hatched one today. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite animals. Where are you at? I just saw you. Okay, yep, I was showing you a buddy, the snake, today. Oh no, that's not the right one. This is the right one. This is a black pastel, spot nose, cypress, lace clown.
Wow. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, you see the lace just really peels up the sides of the snake.
Absolutely. I love cypress and the clown. It's got such a cool interaction.
Yeah, it just came up really good. I'm assuming that's people like sending gifts or something. I have no idea on how TikTok works. So, if it is, I appreciate you guys or something.
Shout out to Don. He's dropping all the gifts. Same with Fallen Angels. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys showing some love. Now, what are you excited about as far as working with the lace, Bob? Because when I went to Daytona, I did see you had a couple of exotic lace combos, which I thought was really cool. I haven't seen too much of that.
Yeah, so I think I want to say maybe I'm the first or maybe second person that hatches Xanthic lace combos. I know I can't be the first because I bought the Xanthic lace combo from a friend. But I think in my opinion, the white lace is gonna glow. I think the white lace will glow. I'll show you the visual here and the lace here in just a little bit. Man, this guy looks like he's about to snap my finger. So this is a super voodoo clown. You see how dark it is. Jeez, this thing is
absolutely amazing, dude. Now that was another question I had for you too, Bob, is kind of what other genes do you want to get in the voodoo and super voodoo stuff? Because I really, really like the super voodoo stuff you put out. I think it was like a year ago you hatched one.
Right. So I've made, obviously the first 2 that we went for was clown and DG. Like this is a het here. This is a super voodoo leopard spot nose het clown. You can see how busy that is. And then the super voodoo clown here, just the difference. But I think down the road we are looking to, so I'm going to make puzzles. I've already produced the hets for Ultramel, Xanthic, stuff like that. Where's the Xanthic? Here is a pastel. Well, or I don't know if it's pastel. This animal came out of a pastel clutch, but it's like 50-50. It has a little bit of pastel on it. I don't know that it will produce a pastel, but I know it's a voodoo clown. So is this a pastel voodoo clown or will it just be a regular voodoo clown? It's het VPI xanthic. So it kind of just jacked up all of this paradoxing on it.
Yeah, I see the
So,
paradox, and especially up on the head. It's almost got like a two face.
right.
So crazy,
So I
man.
don't know. We'll see what it produces in about 8 months and find out if it's going to produce pastels or not. But it's voodoo clown het VPI xanthic. So we're trying to make a xanthic voodoo clowns, and we'll find out if it has pastel or not. We're hoping not, right? Obviously, so we'll find out.
That's going to be
Okay.
amazing. Now, what does the voodoo typically do, Bob? If you could kind of explain that for people who maybe don't know about the voodoo gene down in the chat.
So the voodoo gene came out of Africa in 2017. That's where I got it. I bought it like basically like this. This is the single gene voodoo. I bought it out of Africa for $20 in one of those grab bags, and it just happened to have a ton of granites inside. Like you see all the granite inside of here. Inside the alien heads where it's not supposed to have it. It just has a bunch of this granite. And so we actually bred the original voodoo animal to a Mojave and then a Mojave clown and a pastel lesser desert ghost. That's why we have so many clowns and desert ghost animals already running. And then the lesser was obviously very genetic. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the lesser stuff. I have it here, so that helps. Let's show you guys. So this was the first, basically the first pastel lesser voodoo. This one just shed. Nice little shed here. I want to take this, put it to the front so it can eat tomorrow. So the very first pastel lesser voodoo hatched out like this, and you see it's not a very regular pastel lesser. You still have a lot of this alien heads that have granite in them, and it created this really crazy dorsal stripe that's not supposed to happen on a lot of lesser pastel stuff, and it's dark. Compared to a regular pastel lesser, it's way, way, way darker. So we produced this animal, and then we basically held back the entire clutch. And then I will be going to Tinley for Brock. I will be vending. Then we produced the lesser voodoo desert ghost. So this is this one here. We've produced a few of these, and every single one of them has landed up much overseas. So this is lesser voodoo and desert ghost. You can see this compared to a regular lesser desert ghost. Totally different, way darker. You can still see the granites on the inside. So this is a granite type gene we were working with. A lot of people at the time didn't like granite genes because they didn't prove out for a lot of people. A lot of people bought them in and they didn't prove out genetically. This one just happened to prove out, and you can see how the industry has changed over the last few years that we love granites now, right? We love paints and what's the other one? The new one, that's Sentinel, not Sentinel, Jesus. What's the new one that's coming out? Malice and all that stuff. So like, again, paint is a granite type. It's just a recessive granite type. You see how crazy the visual paint is, and it's just really granity. And again, the industry is liking that because we're getting more pattern. At the beginning of the industry, when I was first getting in, everyone loved reduced pattern animals. Enchies, blades, super blade, like stuff like that. They wanted reduced pattern clowns. Now we want more patterns so that we can manipulate the pattern. Like this is a banana paint, and you can see how much granite is inside the. God, you can barely see the pattern, but it just glows in there. But yeah, the industry is definitely leaning towards more pattern, and we're liking that more. I gotta show you guys this crazy one that we're talking about. Crazy. Granite type, not granite type, but this is just a really busy pattern. So this here, for those of you that are fans of Wookiee, this is a Wookiee red stripe, yellow belly, spot nose, redhead clown.
Wow.
It's just so ridiculous. The head is like orange, and then the rest of the body is just like almost like Pompeii-ish rust. Just really, really cool looking animal. Yeah, I'm surprised. So I brought a pair to Daytona. I'm surprised the male got, well, I guess I'm not that surprised. You want to buy a male of this because then you can reproduce it way faster. The female, obviously you got to sit on it for 2 years or whatever. So she's still here, but yep, the male sold almost instantly at the show. So I was really happy about that. And I'm glad, and I'm happy with who bought it too. My buddy Blake. I'm glad he ended up with that thing. Very cool. Next animal we will be showing off. Let's check out. Let's go to the next rack. Actually, I have so many in the clown rack. There's so many animals in here. For redhead fans, this is Orange Dream, Fire, Redhead, Batman.
Wow.
It just almost looked like a blood python the way it's structured. You know, almost looked like a blood python.
Reminds me of like the pixel blood python almost.
Right, and when it first hatched, I thought I don't know. Remember, I think magpie is one of them. It looks really cool. It looks like a magpie. Look at this thing. Oof. Woo.
Oh my god. That thing's got a busy pattern.
Busy, crazy pattern. This is a banana confusion spot nose. Let me read the label to be sure. Banana confusion spot nose hurricane clown.
Unbelievable, man.
This animal will be going to Taiwan.
Wow. Now, do you do a lot of exporting, Bob, to different countries and whatnot?
I do. I want to say about 30 to 40% of all my inventory will end up overseas. Again, do I love selling in America? Of course. But the market overseas is growing, is booming. And, I'd love to keep helping them catch up to us. Look at this animal. God, it's so bright.
Oh, that's clean.
Yeah, it's an Enchi spot nose mystic black lace clown. So instead of white lace, this is the black lace. And the reason this gene never popped off is because of the name. People got really confused and they're like, whoa, black lace, is that black pastel lace? Nope. It is its own gene. Unfortunate naming. I wish we could rename it without, a lot of issues, but, whoever named it to start with, it's not his fault. At the time, it sounded cool, but then the regular lace clown, white lace, ended up taking over. Like, this is another black lace combo. This is a leopard mystic black lace clown. And again, the black lace is kind of this rusty, like this wonky pattern where it kind of does in and out like a infinity shape. And it just does a lot of it. So this is in the clown version, but even in the hats, you can see the black lace influence. So this is a hat here. Yep. Oh no, this is a spot nose. You're not going to see too much of it, but I mean, it's just so bright.
Yeah, it's way brighter than the typical spot nose.
It's way brighter than it should have been, in my opinion. Like for these combos, like this. Here, this is a good example. This, because you can see kind of the wonkiness of the what it's doing to the pattern. So I think I made the mistake of going straight to clown with this, when what I should have done is went straight to making supers and into like a DG or an Azanthic and cleaned this up, because I think this almost looked like a puzzle. I think the super form looks just like a puzzle, and I really do think this could be a nice project. That's why we're holding back so many females for this project. Personally, I'll probably end up holding back 15 females for this. And here's a super. I think again, I'm the first. I think I'm like one of the only people still working this project after Dan Wolf got sold out his collection. Mm-hmm. But so this is leopard spot nose Enchi, and I think it's super black lace. It looks like a puzzle, and again, I think the leopard doesn't do it any favors, or Enchi. So we're gonna switch it out and get it into a different project. It's just like the Mario, in my opinion. The Mario should have never went to clown. I don't think the Mario clown is that amazing. It's nice, and I make them. Like this is a Fire Mario clown right here. I work Mario stuff. I think I'm gonna work the Mario into DG, Azanthic, Hypos. Now this is a Mario Fire Clown. It produces a really crazy puzzle-ish pattern, and the head is just extremely pronounced. But I think, and again, it's still a cool animal. I think someone's gonna love this project. Look how like zigzaggy it is. But I think this project specifically, in like non-clown project, is gonna be way prettier. So
I agree with you. I think it's gonna be amazing in the DJ Xanthic stuff. Is there any other genes that you want to put into DJ Xanthic, Bob? Because I know that's one of your.
That's like my main focus, right? DJ Xanthics. So once we skip out of this room, I'll show you all the hats I'm holding back for the DJ Xanthic project. I have so many. So I have triple hat DJ Xanthic Sunset, triple hat DJ Xanthic Paints, triple hat DJ Xanthic. What's the other one we just produced? DJ Xanthic Sunset Clowns. Just all kinds. We're producing Clown triple hat DJ Xanthic Monsoons. So that's going to be really cool.
That is going to be
maybe. Or it will really suck, right? It's one or the other. So anytime you're doing like those new projects, like DJ Xanthic Sunset might be absolutely terrible, or it could be great.
Yeah, we won't know until it happens, right?
And it's been 15 years and no one's made an Xanthic Sunset. It's pretty crazy.
I know. I remember we were chatting about that at Daytona last week, Like we were like, I can't believe we haven't seen an Axanthic sunset yet.
So this here is a pastel Enchi stranger desert ghost double het Axanthic clown.
Wow.
So this is an extremely powerful animal. I may end up just keeping him too because I have his brother, which is the stranger. Let me see, where are you, dude? I just opened his tub like literally today. So this is the stranger, the sibling without pastel Enchi, which obviously I would like to avoid, but I think the pastel Enchi does add a lot to this project. So again, the brother would be a stranger, desert ghost, double het, Axanthic clown, and then the pastel Enchi version. So again, depending on if you want more or you want less, I think the stranger by itself is phenomenal. Yeah, so.
Dude, that's gonna.
And since I'm on the air, I'm gonna teach people a little secret of what I do with my holdbacks. Okay, so so this is a holdback animal. So what I do is on the card I put HB holdback. So that's an holdback animal. Any of these labels, if it says HB on it, we're gonna hold it back. And what we do once they have the HB tag like this, we will feed them on Mondays, and then on Thursdays we offer them a little bit smaller meal, and that usually helps them grow. Like this is another HB, like this is chocolate Axanthic double het DG clown. So that second meal, even if it's only like 10 grams or 8 grams, whatever it is, on an animal this small, in a 6 month span, you're gonna notice this animal is 200 grams heavier than a sibling that wasn't offered that small little 8-10 gram meal. And that's such a small difference, but it makes that animal is now 200-300 grams bigger. And this is an animal here I've been feeding for a buddy. It is that he's going to be picking it up, and this animal is less than 2 months old, and it's already 100 something grams. It's just phenomenal. This is a DG Axanthic het clown, one of the best we've produced. And this clutch overall, we just use really, really good quality animals, in my opinion. Which is high pattern. I don't want to produce a DG Axanthic clown that's reduced pattern. So we use really high pattern animals to start with this project. Wow. And you can see how even the DG Axanthic clown is extremely high pattern, high contrast animal. Just really pretty.
That's incredible, Bob. Really nice patterning on that. I mean,
yeah, for those that have not familiar with this project, like this is DG Axanthic clown. This is a single gene clown. Is why it's fetching in the big money,
Big difference. And the Axanthic clown, DJ Axanthic clown, is just incredible. One of my favorite combos for sure. And yours, Bob, is honestly one of the most patterned ones I've ever seen. I haven't seen one with that much pattern on it before.
Yeah, I've seen so many reduced pattern ones, which in my opinion, it takes away from a lot of it, the contrast. But again, it's perfectly fine. And again, look how beefy this animal is already. And these animals hatched first week of August. So they're literally not even a month old. Wow. And they're just beefy because we're feeding them Mondays and again on Thursday, a very small meal. That extra 5 grams, extra 8 grams is going to help them grow significantly better. Again, we don't have to feed them huge meals right off the rip. We can feed them 2 smaller meals, and it seems to get their digestive system going a little bit better.
Thank you for that tip. That is an amazing tip.
Yeah, that's something I've been trying out, and I've been actually testing it against siblings that do not get that same treatment. Like, so instead I'll feed a big meal on Monday, then I leave them the whole week versus 2 small meals, and it seems the digestion's better. Wow. So this is a banana clown clutch here, just really freaking orange. It barely shows up on the it does show up on camera pretty decent. But this is like confusion, spot nose, hurricane, banana clown. I thought there was one. Oh, there's one right here with leopard. And then there's another one that I think this one might even shed out. But oh, red stripe. These are red stripe too. I forgot about red stripe in this pairing. Like this one just freaking glows. So once these shed out, I'll post them. We'll let those check out, and then I'll oh man, these are DG het puzzle combos. So these will shed out soon. And then, oh god, we have so much stuff, right? So much stuff hatching, which is really fun. This is pastel orange stream Enchi yellow belly puzzle het hypo.
Wow.
These came out really, really bright.
So clean.
So nice. And we hatched quite a few of these. We got really lucky in the clutch, and we hatched, I think it was like 4 of these pastel OD Enchi yellow bellies, and then we hatched a few without pastel. We hatched a few without OD. and I think we hatched one with super OD. So,
You're just blowing
which
me
is
now, Bob.
yeah. So this is without pastel. This is just OD Enchi puzzle het hypo. People are really liking the OD hypo tri-stripe. This thing sold as soon as I posted it. It sold like 5 minutes after I posted it. OD hypo tri-stripe. This one will also be leaving the country. This one's actually going to, I guess not that far away. It's going to Canada.
Nice. Now, do you
So
have a
this,
lot of plans for the tri-stripe project, Bob, or are you kind of just getting your feet wet with it now?
I produced one of the first Desert Ghost tri-stripes and Desert Ghost tri-stripe combos. So now we're going to pivot into making more hypos and then merging those two. So this year we'll be making tri-stripe, double het hypo DGs. And then we're making, we already have triple het DG Azanthic tri-stripes. In my opinion, the DG Azanthic tri-stripe will be the first zebra. True zebra, right? Like a true black and white snake,
Right.
in my opinion. Who knows? Again, the name zebra is already taken, but I think the true zebra is the DG Azanthic tri-stripe will be a true zebra. So this is Super Orange Stream, Enchi, Yellow Belly, Puzzle, Het Hypo.
Unbelievable.
Super bright. I think it's a girl. Yep, it's a girl, and it just had its first meal 2 days ago. So
Such a beautiful
on Thursday.
Nah, I can't wait to see you put the voodoo into the puzzle stuff, man. Now that you kind of said that earlier, that's going to make that pattern crazy.
Yeah, I think the voodoo is going to distort it a lot. It's going to be really granity. So hopefully inside of where like all this cleanliness, maybe you'll have some granites in there. We're going to add, just a layer of different genes. And again, we're not going to add pastel. We're going to go darker, maybe blackhead, maybe GHI voodoo, which I already have. So I can just make GHI voodoo stuff. It's just really a lot of options. Oh man, this is cool. This is the sold rack. So this is like this area where animals are already sold.
Yep.
Where was that animal? Oh, here it is. Was it you? Spot nose hurricane, banana clown. This guy bought a lot of cool stuff, man. Man, this dude. Yeah, I mean he's black pastel spot nose DG head clown. Oh no, head of Xanthic. Yeah, black pastel spot nose DG head of Xanthic. Yeah, he bought some really phenomenal animals. I'm glad he did because these animals. He's a really good breeder, really good guy. So they'll do well. This is a spot nose yellow belly stranger clown het desert ghost. I was so tempted to keep in this, but I'm hoping to make a visual form of this next month. I have eggs already cooking, and I'm hoping I can hit this in the visual DG clown. So hopefully I can make that because I hate selling an animal and then I miss the next clutch, and then I do it all the time. I tell myself all the time, stop selling animals that should be holdbacks, and then people offer me a lot of money, and then
Yeah,
I sell them.
I get it, bro. I get it. Well, I'm gonna wish you good luck on that next clutch, man.
Yeah, because it's we have some really crazy odds clutch coming up. So look at this. This is not even DG Azanthic. This is the Azanthic lace. This is an Enchi Fire Azanthic lace. I'm 90% gonna keep this animal unless someone shells out and just pays me stupid money. It's a female. That's a problem, right? Not a lot of people want to buy a female in this project. Surprisingly, when I cut this clutch and when they came out and I sexed it, I'm like, man, there's like 4 males. It's going to be really hard to sell, and everyone wanted the males. The female they don't want because you have to sit on them for 2 years. But what they don't realize is without this, you can't make the white lace.
Right.
So this is an Enchi VPI Azanthic fire lace, and it's just so freaking stark, bone white. I can't wait until, and it shouldn't darken. It shouldn't get too much darker than this because of the lace. Right. But one way to even fix this and make it even better, obviously, is to add DG. So we've already started breeding the Azanthic lace male to a DG. I wasn't sure on him. Like I wasn't 100% sold on the lace stuff. I'm like, what will the community even like it? A black and white animal that's with lace. I don't know if it's going to make it better. But now I am sure, and I'm going to breed the heck out of him to some DG stuff. Absolutely. So this girl is probably going to end up being a holdback. Yep, I already wrote HB on it. Yep, it already did. Yeah, we went ahead and genetic tested it for lace, test lace positive, and already a holdback. So
that was one of the things I had my eyes on at your table at Daytona, man. That thing was insane when I saw it in person. The camera's not doing it justice. Yeah, for sure, guys. Like the camera's not picking up. I think this is the last lace animal we have, which we'll probably end up keeping. It's just a regular Enchi Azanthic lace without fire. I'll probably end up keeping this too. Both girls, so why not? It's not going to hurt to keep back an extra 10 or 11 girls. Yeah, you're not wrong. They're just so much brighter. You could tell the leaf making a huge difference.
Yeah, and then they're gonna continue to get brighter. I hope. I think the lace. So I'm gonna skip this room. We're gonna get out of here and go to. So I finally have a mesh system for my Wi-Fi. So hopefully this doesn't cut out by the time we get to this side. The room is shut down. Nobody's working today. So this is the incubator here, guys. If you guys haven't seen me before on a live, this is the incubator. This is how many clutches are cooking currently. Remember, this not every breeder does it at this level. Remember, I do this full time, and I have between the employees here plus my rodent guy, we have multiple families that depend on this. So it's like not like we're just cranking out babies that we can't get rid of. I definitely have access to selling them, so that helps. But yeah, a lot of cool clutches that are soon to hatch. Okay.
How many?
Yeah, there's about 90, I think 80 something, 90 clutches currently in the incubator. But again, this is the busiest time of the year for us. So,
of course.
All right. And then for those of you that complain about my racks, for species that require space, I do give them space. These are black-headed python enclosures. Black-headed pythons, if you don't know, they get pretty lengthy. Like a really, really big female is like 8 to 10 feet, and your males are like 6, 7 feet. So these cages are 7 feet, 7.5 feet long, and then these, we'll have another stack of them here so that the blackheads can fully stretch out.
That's awesome. You have plans to breed the blackheads, Bob?
Yeah, I actually have a pair of hypo blackheads coming in next month too, and then this is our other room with other stuff. I'm going to be gutting this entire room, and I'm going to set black box caging in here with bioactives and everything. Right now we only have a few, that are fully planted bioactives. But yeah, in about 2 months, we're going to gut this entire room. I hate that I have my geckos in like these tubs, but again, it's just temporary, and then we'll have full decked out bioactives for this entire room. But again, it's just like I have a few geckos and 2 micro geckos, and oh shoot, I got to show you guys. These are baby micro geckos I just hatched. Let me see if I can find them in here. They are extremely small. There it is. There's one right. Oh, man, he just went into hiding. Let me see if I can find the other one. These micro geckos are like 1 inch long, and I have to get this thing because if not, they will escape pretty much any tub. I just saw. Oh, there it is. I see them underneath. You can barely see them. All right, sorry. I'll send pictures later. Yeah, micro geckos. They're electric blue day geckos. If you can. There it is.
Yep.
So
see them up there. Very cool.
You see how electric blue they are. So that's the breeding pair, and so I've been pulling their eggs and hatching them. But yeah, they're cool.
That's awesome. So, that blue one is sick.
Yeah, they're extremely blue. Is this part of your house? Yes, actually it is. If you can't, so this is the basement of the house. This basement is about 5,000 square feet. I specifically looked at this house so that I can build this. This is, let me see, if you come visit, that is the hall that takes you into the actual house, and it comes down into the snake house. And yeah, the basement is about 6,000 square feet. Oh no, 5,000, I lied. It mirrors the house. And so this is an adult DG Azanthic clown here, but you can see what I was talking about, how this one is not very high patterned, it's more reduced. And so we ended up breeding this male to more high pattern clown animals to work out the reduced pattern part. We're trying to get more pattern onto this animal, but you see, even as an adult, looks amazing. He just ate a big mouse, so I'm not gonna keep messing with him. With my breeder males, I feed him like really, really small meals every few days instead of giant meals. It makes them lazy during breeding season. So if you're actively breeding a male, don't feed him giant rats and then, try to bloat them up. Give him small meals. So he's been on the small meals every few days instead of giant meals. Okay, that's number 45. Here's number 44. This is a OD Scrambler Hypopide. The Scrambler jacks up all this pattern where basically half the snake doesn't even start the pattern. It brings it up here, and it seems to do that with a lot of combos. And let me see, one of the siblings I'm growing out, OD, and she does need a new upgrade soon. She's definitely outgrowing the 10 series. But this is Enchi OD Scrambler Hypopide. But you notice none of the pattern are on the bottom half of the snake. It's all from here up.
Yeah, it's
So I
all
think that's why the scrambler is doing a lot onto these. Okay, she just pooped. You can see fresh turd. So what I do with these, especially on a Sunday, because I feed Mondays, and if you haven't noticed, your snakes don't. Well, nobody should like to eat if there's poop in its tub. So on Sundays, what I do is I walk around and I swap everybody's tubs. Always have fresh tubs stacked, and then now she's on a fresh tub. You know, so.
you swap that dirty one out and clean it.
Yep, and then tomorrow, so like this tub up there, like these are tubs where it's just got a piece of poop in it. Now you slide that in there, and tomorrow I'll scrape it out, and now she'll be in a fresh, clean tub. That's it.
Awesome.
So then, I gotta show you guys. So we are about a week behind. If you guys know, I was in Daytona last weekend, and then the weekend before that, we were in Southeast Reptile Expo, which is our expo. But so this is where tubs are being staged. These are just bleached out. These have been bleached out, and here are the tubs that need to be bleached out in the next week. So all of these need to be cleaned. So all the babies that have been in there, all the babies that were in tens. See how many mini tens we go through? But again, we have so many babies, so they just constantly have to get bleached out. Right. These are all the adult tubs that got bleached, they got cleaned out this week. So I want to take you guys over to this section so we can look at some lace adults. Because that's where the money is. In my opinion, the adults, showing off the adults and how bright they are at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 grams is the allure of lace.
Absolutely. Lace is a powerful gene.
Okay, I'm going to pull this girl out and set her on here on my in my ultrasound table. But look how bright this snake is. It's amazing. And again, everyone talks about how pastel browns out, how dark it looks as an adult. This is a pastel fire white lace. No clown, nothing, no DG. There's no DG in this animal. And you can see there's no enhancement in this photo or video, because I don't even know how to do that on TikTok. But look how bright this animal is. It's just pastel fire white lace, and it is phenomenally bright as an adult.
So I like how you mentioned that about pastel, Bob. Another question I kind of have for you as you're going through like your racks and showing us snakes, is there what would you say you think is the most underrated incomplete dominant gene, like in your opinion?
Underrated incomplete dominant, obviously it's not lace because everyone's rating it exactly where it should be. Underrated, I would say, man, it might be Mandarin. It is 100% Mandarin. I was like thinking about it, I can't think of anything. It's Mandarin. This boy just shed and pooped. Nice. So this is the dad. So that clutch is the Azanthic lace. I have a tub right here. Yep, I do. I'll swap them out here in a second. I always leave spare tubs around so I can just swap tubs out easy. So he just shed and pooped. This is a firefly lace Azanthic male that sired those Azanthics. See how bright he is. It's a firefly. It should have already been brown, right? It's pastel. It should have already been brown. And we have now learned how to preserve the pastel color simply by adding lace or DG. So, it just shed and pooped. So we're going to get this tub swapped out so I can get him fed tomorrow and get him breeding. Mandarin. Let's talk Mandarins. One of my favorite. Oh, look, another Mandarin just shed. This is a hypo Mandarin male. And this is a really nice dark contrast animal, but I'm going to show you some bigger animals that have a little bit more going on, and the super. Let's see. What are you? Oh my God, this girl is huge. That's another hypo Mandarin. She's ovulating, so I'm not going to mess with her. I don't like to touch animals that are ovulating. They already seem so, uncomfortable. So this is a hypo Mandarin here, another female. She just laid eggs about, let's see, July 10th. So her clutch actually should be hatching next week, coming up. So there's a hypo Mandarin. You can see how orange this animal is already. And once we add the super to this, it's going to be insane. Once we add the super to this with sunset, let's say, because that's what I'm working on, I think a super Mandarin sunset might stay orange. It might not be a brown adult.
I think that's a good idea. You might be right, Bob.
Let's look at this super Mandarin. Look at that tint on it. Like this tint on there is just really, we don't have anything that produces this tint other than sunsets currently. So let's say we compare this to like, 'cause a lot of people are like, oh, I can't even tell it's a Mandarin. Well, let's compare this to this normal. I mean, she's not normal. She's a quad het DG sunset hypo clown, but let's just pretend she's a normal. Um, and you put him up. Holy, she's hissy. No, it's not feeding day yet, dude. And yeah, you can see that tint difference. So I think if we can preserve this super Mandarin orange tint onto a sunset, I think we're going to be in the money. We'll produce really, really, really pretty animals. Chill out.
She's not having it today.
She's not having it. Yeah, again, we're close to feeding day, right? We fed them on Monday. Today is already on today is Sunday, which is tomorrow. They're expecting food, so they're all on it today. And I don't do the double two a days feedings once they hit about 500-600 grams. So right now they're all getting fed once. So this is the sibling. This girl ended up only being a triple het, hypo DG sunset, not clown. So this is a hypo DG sunset sibling. So these girls were hatched in the same clutch, and yeah, really growing well, especially at only a little over a year old. So.
Very cool. Now, when do you kind of determine, like, what? I guess it's kind of like, what's your philosophy when it comes to breeding? Like, when do you determine that you're going to start pairing a female, and what size do you like them to be at? Like, any insight on that?
Okay, yeah. So when we're pairing, so like these two animals here, weight-wise, almost at that pairing weight. These are pastel hypo double hat sunset puzzles, females. They're right around that 1,500 gram range, so we're going to be close. But they haven't picked up starting to develop. And I'm going to ultrasound, obviously. I ultrasound every single week here. So there's my ultrasound setup here. And what we're looking for when that female does that, like, so when we have a female that when you open the tub, she's like, ooh, food, and she's, starting to dart around, is 12 to 15 millimeters is what we're looking for. So let's see here. Okay, so this female started feeding here. We started breeding her here. She was at 14 millimeters. We bred her again at 20 millimeters, and then we put a red sticker, which means she's done. That means she's fully over 30 millimeters. So that's what we're hunting for when we're checking. All right, here's another one. So this is spot nose het tri-stripe, bred to a hypo orange dream NC tri-stripe. She was at 14 millimeters. She was at 12. I didn't really want to breed her, so I waited until 14 millimeters. I bred her once on July 16th. She built to 22 millimeters. I'm actually waiting for 25. Once she hits 25 millimeters, we'll pair her one more time, and she's pretty much going to be done being bred. But she's extremely thick animal already. She's really, really healthy. So we're expecting a big clutch out of her. Yeah, really. And actually, she'll be one of the animals we double clutch for the year. She laid eggs in January, and we're expecting her to pretty much lay eggs again in this November, December.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, so anytime you have like a girl that's developing around 12 to 14, we go ahead and pair, and we try to get them up to 20, 25, and then we'll go for one last lock around 25 is usually good. And then, oh, I forgot, this is our, so during the busiest of seasons, both of these racks will be full of eggs, pretty much. These are anything with a red sticker means they're gravid, so we just put them all together. So once those red sticker girls are going to get moved over here, that way every Sunday, Saturday, all I got to do is go through these racks, check them like this, and be like, okay, so she just has her pre-lay shed, so we're going to take this out. We're going to write her pre-lay shed date down. This girl's waiting to lay eggs, so everything's kind of centralized into these racks where all the eggs are going to be. We have alarms on these racks. We have, we just pay way more attention to make sure that these racks are the ones that get checked every single morning to see if there's any eggs. And then once I pull the eggs, you can see this used to be eggs there. We'll get these gutted, bleached, and all that. But yeah, so we keep all of our eggs generally into this section.
Really cool. And how do you kind of determine like your pairings, Bob? Do you mostly pair stuff up that like you want to make for yourself, or do you do like a little bit of both with like as far as like appealing to the market, or is it mainly just stuff that you want to keep? Like,
so I take the same Adam Sandler philosophy. I'll do like 5 for me, two for them. Like I'll do mostly the pairings are for me, like what I want to see, and then I also do 2 or 3 clutches here and there that I know people want. Right? I know people want Pompeys. I know people. Again, I don't want to say Pompey's played out, but I've already produced them. You know, I've made them for myself before. But again, I know people still want them, so I still produce them. But a lot of the clutches is just me testing out genes, like the Wookiee, adding a Wookiee to a Pompeii. Will that be cool? Maybe. You know, doing shrapnel and doing all those projects, or just trying to see if that project's going to be cool. I'm going to show this animal off because I am so happy with it. Ooh, I am so happy with the way this animal came out. It's so orange. The camera doesn't quite pick it up, but a super orange stream NG yellow belly scrambler pied, and it is just phenomenal. I think I sent it in that scrambler group the other day. No hypo. This is not a hypo.
Wow. I remember seeing this.
Yeah, it's just really, really
so beautiful.
And even the hets. So obviously we made some hets. Let me see. Even the hets are phenomenal. So these are not visual pieds. And again, I had quite a few people. Are those DGs? Or those? Nope. This is just super OD fire yellow belly scrambler het pied. This is not this. So this is without enchi. And again, like I said, like all that pattern gets pushed up onto the sides, and it's like creates like. And look how clean it is. Gosh, it's not even DG. We haven't even started working this into DG yet. Once I hit a DG version of this, it's going to be insane.
It is going to be insane. And I mean, if you didn't say there was no DG in it, I would assume it had it just by how clean and bright it is.
Right. Like this animal, I could easily just be like, oh, super OD, DG, you know, YB, whatever. And it's just like, and yeah, someone was asking, this is only my second year working with scrambler stuff. And so I wasn't sure. And then these come up with these weird blocks on him and just really push the pattern up. Look, all the alien heads don't even touch the sides. It's just like floating, like all these floating alien heads, and just really, really neat. Yeah, I think the Super Scrambler, OD Scrambler, I'm sure you saw Chris Herndon's table in Daytona, and they're just really intense. So I think the super version of these are going to be really, really nice.
Absolutely insane. Now, Bob, is there any like new recessive gene that you're really excited about working with, or are you pretty much set on just all the multi-recessive stuff? Like, is there any?
Obviously, paint is one of the major ones. Oh, let me show you guys some dinker I'm working on. That I know they're recessive, but they're like kind of dinkerish type recessive. So I have a project called Distortion, which that's what I bought them in as. I don't know if I'm going to keep the name or not. I don't mind the name, but you know, it's a little bit difficult to market. I'll show you the Distortion project, and then Dave Levinson sent me a project from Ben Rennick's collection a few weeks back that I'm really liking. So I'll show you the Distortion animal. It is, again, when you're working dinkers, it could prove out to be recessive, or you just held back a bunch of animals for no reason. So this animal came out of Africa like this, named it the Distortion. And it looks almost like a chocolate mahogany, some type of one of those animals, right? But I bred it, and we didn't produce any babies that look like this. So I'm assuming it's recessive. The animals have a look to them, but they don't look like this. So what we're going to do is we did hold back a male from her to breed back to her. And the good news is I bred her to a DG Axanthic. So if it is recessive and we produce this animal again in a baby, it will also be pos double het DG Axanthic. So now it can push the project even faster forward. So anytime someone's working a new dinker project, like if you get an animal like this from Africa, again, obviously it has a cool look to it. We don't know if it's genetic or not. Go ahead and breed whatever recessive you like to it. Don't go with a 4-gene codon. Don't breed like a pastel enchi blackhead hurricane to it, because you don't know what's going to do, and you're going to have a hard time IDing it. Go with the simplest route first, in my opinion. So I went with a DG Axanthic to this animal. So now we just have a bunch of babies held back from last year. Actually, the male's almost ready to breed. And if we breed the male back to her and we reproduce this, then we know it's recessive. And if we don't reproduce this, then it's probably a fluke, and we just wasted 3 years of our lives. So So this is the distortion project, and now I'm going to show you the project from Dave Levinson. I just have it labeled as Dave's OG animal. You shed yet? Nice, you just shed. I know she was in shed. I just checked on her yesterday. So this is the OG animal that came out of Africa. You see how crazy it looks? It almost looks like tornado or hurricane or whichever one of those super duper duper granites you see. And so this is the original animal that came out of Africa. She was bred to a clown the 2 years ago. So this is her daughter. Let me see. I'm gonna take her tub down. This is the daughter. So this is basically that one's baby head clown. It doesn't look obviously that amazing to that animal, but it has a look. It has a non-typical normal look. It still has some of that granites, and it is head clown. And we actually got her to. She put on about 400 or 500 grams since she's been here, some Dave's, and we're actually going to breed her to some clown combo and figure out if that's genetic. We also have her brother, which is also head clown. So we might end up just breeding the two together. She's starting to develop, and we just need to get the brother to breed. But yeah, this I'm actually really excited about. It has a very grayish, axanthic look, but also super dark, super granity. We're just putting weight back on her now. So really, really, really excited about this animal here.
That's gonna be really good, Bob. I like how dark it is too. It's really dark.
Yeah. It could be nothing. Honestly, a lot. So I've done dinker projects before while I hold on to them for 4 years, and they don't prove out. It could be nothing. Where we breed it back, and we don't produce this animal again. But I would love to reproduce this animal again in a clown, in a DG, in an axanthic, any of those. But look how, I mean, she's a very beefy animal. This animal came straight as an African import from Ben Rennick before he passed.
That's gonna be awesome. I really hope it comes out.
Is this pastel DG axanthic shed yet? Oh man, this is an adult pastel DG axanthic. But she's in shed, so she looks a little dingy yellow. She had just ovulated. So I actually bred this girl to a triple het paint axanthic DG. Okay? And the reason we did that is so that we can produce a DG axanthic and then we'll genetic test it for paint. And because I grew out, I think 5 triple het DG axanthic paint girls, and I want a new male. I want a male that is double visual or single visual to increase our odds. But yeah, this is beefy girl. I actually produced her myself 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. So really glad she's done well for us.
Thanks to everybody sending the gifts, guys.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. I don't know how it works, but we appreciate it. This was the one of the first ever spot nose DG clowns produced. She's 3 years old. This is the Enchi spot nose desert ghost clown, one of the first ones ever produced. And then I think I have the first DG Batman here too, which I produced 4 years ago. I think this boy's 4 years old. I know I produced him during COVID, so it's got to be around that range. I have a lot of males that I produced myself from like years ago, and I still keep them because they're good breeders. Again, you have a DG Batman Enchi. So this is DG Enchi spot nose clown. I think this was the first one ever produced. I ended up selling him in Tinley and then got him back. So I was happy with that.
That's awesome.
And during COVID, the money was insane. So
it was definitely.
And then, these trash cans are everywhere in the room because, I always tell my guys, if you open a tub and it's dirty, go ahead and dump it. That way it's, out of the way. Stranger DG Clown, number 72. Is that right? Yep, Stranger DG Clown. Here it is. That's what I was looking for to show you guys. This is an adult Stranger DG Clown. They keep their color very nicely. So imagine this, but in the axanthic version, right? So that's what we're trying to produce next year with that male, is to produce this, but in a axanthic Stranger DG Clown. And hopefully it looks really good.
Dude, the contrast in that is
because this guy's 1,200 grams, and you see he's still got really good color. He hasn't browned out in between the alien heads. It's kept really, really nice contrast. Hopefully, a axanthic version is going to be insane. That's your son, dude. So hopefully his sons breed well for us. You got a little water on me.
Absolutely amazing stuff, man.
Yeah, really, really fun stuff, man. Again, I breed snakes for a living, so anytime someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go online and share your snakes?" I'm like, "Yes, of course." Why would I not? It's just I breed snakes for a living, man.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I aspire to be on that level at one point, man. And what you're doing is amazing.
Are
And
you doing this for a living right now? I know you do a lot of production.
I'm not doing it for a living right now. I'm still working full time. I'm a chiropractor as well, but the
Oh
goal is to
wow.
retire and do the snakes. So if you ever got problems with your back, Bob, let me know. I got you.
Heck yeah, dude. Will I end up on one of those videos where you're like popping my back? Do I have to be in a bikini for this? I don't know.
But we could do it if you want. We could make it happen.
Yeah. So this is a super quake. I ended up finding this at a Repticon I was visiting the other day. I was at Atlanta Repticon. I was actually there to promote the Southeast Reptile Expo, and someone had a female super quake at like 1,000 grams, and I was just like, and it was cheap. It was so cheap. It was like 150 bucks, and I was just like, I'll take it. I think this has a lot of potential, man. And every time I've seen quake projects in the past, it had Mojave or lesser or something like that. I've not seen a super quake by itself. So I finally found one, 150 bucks, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make this into a DG Azanthic.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be sick, dude.
Every now and then I'll see like a cool animal like this, and I can just kind of envision it either with more color or with less color, and then we just end up picking them up.
And that kind of goes back to my question I was asking you too about like how you determine pairings. That was a great thing you said there, is how like you look at something and you kind of picture like, okay, how can I change the color or how can I change the pattern to make it look better? So I think that's really good advice for people in the chat that might be wanting to get into breeding.
Yeah, you can kind of envision it in your head. Like, okay, you're looking at like, let's say the first bumblebee, right? The first ever bumblebee produced, really cool. But you're like, what can make it better? Adding this, adding this. I'm gonna show you guys the view from here. I don't know how dark it is outside, but this is the inspiration to keep breeding snakes for me. This is the view from my snake room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but yeah. So the when I look at an animal, like let's say when I look at an animal that I've held back for for a specific reason. So the Mario, let's talk about the Mario. Where are you, dude? I just moved the Mario to its bigger tub. I thought it was right here. Oh, it was right here, duh. I just moved him up. So this is a Mario Desert Ghost Het Azanthic. So when I saw this animal for sale online, this was a trying to think, Milbrandt. Jake Milbrandt produced this animal. I saw it online, and the Mario just really look how clean it is. So this is Mario Desert Ghost Het VPI Azanthic, and I already know what the Super Mario looks like. So I think breeding this animal to DG Azanthics, which I have, and then adding that back to make a Super Mario DG Azanthic, I already know that's going to be pretty. So in my head, I can already like, okay, what am I going to do basically 4 years from now with this animal, right? What will I do with his son, pretty much? What will I do with his daughters? Is the goal. It's like not so much like, oh, what are we going to breed for it like this year? What will I breed him to like 4 years from now? So like this is going to be one of his girlfriends. This is a DG Azanthic. So he's going to breed her. We're going to make a Mario DG Azanthic and then breed them back to each other or breed it back to this, and make the super. So, God, why are you so feisty today? Chill out.
She looks gorgeous, man. Unbelievable how nice that held its color.
Yeah, I mean, it's still bone white. Again, for those of you watching from home, there's no, camera work. There's no filters or anything that's on. These animals are just so clean. And that's DG and Azanthic working so well together. And it's a pastel. It's a pastel female. And you notice it's not brown, right? It's not people talking about pastels brown real bad. We already found the secret to fixing that. We already know how to prevent it from browning. So let's add this to everything and prevent them from turning brown, from preventing them from, people say they're ugly or whatever. This is another lesser Voodoo DG female here. I finally got her up to size, so we'll be breeding her this year and making a super Voodoo DG combo of some sort. And they do, as adults, the Voodoos turn like this greenish tint. She got a little bit of cocoa in her water. I don't like that, so let me scoop that out. But yeah, as an adult, the Voodoos do have this green tint to them. Even the non-DGs, like Mojaves, the Lessers, they just have this nice green tint to them. So really excited to make a super form of this animal.
That's
Yeah, so many project animals. Like this is one of my favorite breeding males currently for this project. This is from my buddy Tyler Hansen from Painted Scales. This is a Mojave Mandarin Hypo Het Sunset. So again, looks wise, yeah, sure. In my opinion, he looks really cool. He has a nice orange tint to him. But producing a Hypo Sunset Mandarin is the goal for us, so that we can produce the Super down the road. Super Mandarin Hypo Sunset is going to be insane. But yeah, this is the first step to it. He's already bred a few Hypo Het Sunset girls and some double hats and some other Mandarin combos. So we're trying to produce as many Mandarin Hypo Het Sunset animals as possible to hold back, or even visual. So we're hoping to hit a visual this year. And that way we can produce a Super in about 2-3 years. And that's a goal. Like when we look at this animal, you're like, okay, it looks kind of cool, but what if we had a Super form of this, take the Mojave out, add the Sunset in, what would that look like? I think that boy bred Hypo, no, this is Hypo double hat Sunset puzzle. Oh my goodness, what a crazy pairing, Bob. Okay, I was like, why would I do that? I'm like, oh, now I remember. This is a Calico Sunset. She's in deep shed, but look at that contrast on this animal. It's insane. Yeah, so this is a Calico Sunset. Let me see.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, so this animal was bred to a Hypo double hat Sunset puzzle. So what we're trying to do is produce this animal again. So basically a Calico Sunset double hat Hypo puzzle is what we're trying to do, because I love this Calico on it. So we're going to turn this into a Hypo puzzle.
I love the Calico in there too. That's a really nice Sunset combo.
Right? I was like, golly, it's so simple too. And she's in deep shed, and you can just see the contrast on this animal is insane.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's just white scales on top of a really dingy brown snake, which it looks really good.
Well, the Hypo version is going to be insane, dude. I can't wait to see you make that, hopefully, down the road.
So this here is a pretty cool animal I got from Miguel from AAP. This is a Stranger Red Stripe Yellow Belly Mandarin Clown.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really been a good breeder male for us. He's bred, I think, 4 girls. So I'm hoping to keep him eating strong. Again, twice a week, small meals. And it's been keeping him really, really lean. I don't want to say skinny, but he's not fat. That's the thing. You don't want a really fat male because, like the way the females are, because they get lazy with breeding.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that earlier in the live. Now, Bob, are you feeding your males mice or do you feed them rats?
I try to keep them on smaller rats if possible. If they don't eat rats, I'll switch them to mice. I don't mind switching them to mice because it's the same size that I would feed them anyways.
Yep.
Like this is a Hurricane Spot Nose, I believe, Red Stripe Clown. I haven't genetic tested for the Red Stripe. I heard the Red Stripe test is kind of a little wonky and they're not 100% sure on it. So as right now, it's just labeled Hurricane Spot Nose, maybe a Red Stripe Clown. Again, I haven't produced enough of these and grown them out, but it's just really, really nice animal. So it's a female, so we'll just throw her in the rack and we'll find weight. Man, I'm really excited about growing out these DG clowns. Here's a pastel stranger DG clown. Oh man, 1 piece of cocoa. You see what 1 piece of cocoa does? It stains the entire water bowl for instantly. Like literally 2 days, this water is going to turn brown from 1 piece of cocoa.
Literally, man. I just came across that today in one of my own tubs, and I did the same exact thing you're doing right now.
I had an inspector come by, and like all my tubs look good, and she got found 1, and I'm like, I promise it's cocoa, and she's like, dude, we don't care. She's like, we see your facility. You're obviously not abusing your animals. And I was like, yeah, but I hate to see it. But yeah, this is a pastel stranger desert ghost clown female. We're gonna start pairing her in the next few weeks here, and she's really aged well for us. I really thought it would have faded out and wouldn't be able to tell. But let's see, where's that DG clown? Here it is, DG clown. DG clown had a Xanthix. I think we have 6 of these growing out. I just really need to beef up on this project so that when we do like that stranger DG double het, breeding to a DG clown head of Xanthic is going to increase your odds by a ton. You don't have to use a triple het. You pretty much, if you're going to run that male to a triple het, you're never going to hit. But if you run that male to a DG clown head of Xanthic, now you only have to hit, let me see, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4, 16, 1 out of 16. That's pretty good odds, honestly, considering the project, right? 1 out of 16 odds is really not that bad. So we're growing out a ton of these. Yeah, man, just growing out a ton of animals, like just triple hets, quad hets, lace. Like this is a lace double het sunset clown. Like this is a really beautiful female. It's lace. I had her genetic tested just in case on the lace. I didn't want to grow out animals that sit there for 2 years for no reason. Lace double het sunset clown. So I'm assuming the white lace sunset clown is going to be amazing. So we're going to grow out a few of these. I think we only hit a pair of these, so we only have one pair. Yeah, man, just a lot of random projects too, like triple hets, quad hets. Let me see. Yeah, here, triple het DG Azanthic sunsets. It's already starting to put on some size on it. Oh, this is a black lace clown. That's right. There's another black lace clown. Black lace fire yellow belly clown, and it's just really, really nice. So,
Really nice.
put you back.
So much fire, Bob. I'm blown away right now, dude.
Appreciate you. Yeah, this is a super OD Enchi DG pied. Really like this animal. Golly.
What'd you say the genes were on there? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Super OD Enchi. Let me see, make me sure now. Super OD Enchi yellow belly DG pied.
Wow. Now, you more of a fan of like low weight pied stuff, Bob, or do you like?
I'm a mid-white. I'm a mid-white guy. I don't want them to be like all the way low white, but I produce a ton because I add Enchi and pinstripe into everything on my pied. So this is like a OD Enchi pinstripe DG pied, and you can pretty much not even tell. It almost looks like an albino. It's just neon yellow. I absolutely don't like that. So I would have liked a little bit more pattern on it, and I would like to turn that into an Azanthic because I'm working on DG Azanthic pied, so we're hoping to hit him soon. But look at this. Like this is almost an animal where I can lean pied towards without doing DG. So this is super OD yellow belly Enchi red stripe pied, and it just you can run this route instead of running DG, running red stripe. So a lot of options. In my opinion, pies are still very, very good gene. A lot of options with it. Lee, talk about project animals. This is chocolate and mahogany. Triple het DG Azanthic clown. This girl has grown very fast for us. She's only 7 months or 8 months old, and she's already probably 600-700 grams. So really, really grown well for us. Hypo tri stripe, really nice hypo tri. Yeah, I'm growing back so much cool stuff. DG clown had Azanthic, another one. Where's the monsoon stuff? Oh, I might have already moved all the monsoons. Like some of my monsoons are from the last year has already outgrown these tubs, so I already went and bumped them up to the next size.
Now, Bob, have you seen anything with the monsoons yet where it's been able to kind of alter the pattern, like any other genes, or have you not really seen anything yet? Because I'll
be honest, I don't have a lot of monsoons because of that reason. Every monsoon looks the same to me.
Yes.
Again, people can disagree, but I was like, no one's shown me a monsoon that looks different than the other 100 monsoons I've seen. Every monsoon looks exactly like that. Even the monsoon clown looks like that, Leopard monsoon looks like that. Yellow belly, calico, they all look about like that until you show me a really beautiful. Again, I got this in a collection when I bought out Corey DeLong, so I had some monsoon clown stuff. So what I think is going to happen with that monsoon is just like bamboo, like something like extremely overpowering like that, is you have to take away color or add color. So what I'm going to do with it is, again, DG Azanthic monsoon. It would maybe be a really pretty animal. But so far, man, I haven't seen anything that impressed me out of monsoon. Again, you can call me a monsoon hater all you want. I have them, just not a huge fan. I just have them.
I'm in agreement with you, Bob. I haven't seen anything that I've liked too much with it either.
And again, man, I work dumb projects too. This is a just shed. This is an ultra male clown het desert ghost. The ultra male desert ghost clown probably is not going to be too much prettier than this. I just wanted to do it. So we made hets. I made this guy just to make a visual. I have female ultra male double het DG clowns, and we're just going to breed him too. Let me see. So this male hatched in February. Okay, so I stopped checking them after I know they eat well. So this male hatched in February, so he's almost ready to breed. And you're talking about a 6-month-old animal. He just tried to bite me and fell off my hand. So this is about a 6 month animal, and it's about ready to breed. He's about 5 to 600 grams. Again, that's that Monday and Thursday feeding has really. We're not going to breed. I vowed it to myself. I will not pair any males until they hit their second winter. So basically, at least 1 year old. That's just because I've killed a male before not doing that, right? I've just like, boom, I got them to 800 grams, let's breed them. And then they don't have that maturity, and then they end up just dying. I killed a male like that, so I'm never going to do it again. This is a Voodoo Clown Het Azanthic. Oh, no, Voodoo Clown Het DG female. Oh, man, we're holding back so much stuff. It's okay. That's kind of part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Hypo Clown Het DGs.
Kind of going back to what you said about the mistake you made with that male. What would you say for myself and anyone else that's aspiring to get to your level someday? What was the hardest lesson you learned along this journey?
Buy more males, raise more males. That way you don't force yourself to breed them young. If you have enough males, you don't have to breed them young, because you can always just say, okay, cool, I'll use them next year. Like this DG Mario Het Azanthic. When I first started out, I would have bred him 3 months ago. Like he's big enough, clearly, but he's not quite 1 year old. He's only, let me see, I bought him in October Tinley as a fresh baby. Oh no, I bought him in March Tinley. Holy crap. So he's not that old. So I'm actually not even going to breed him until end of the year, beginning of next year. And the reason I can do that, because I have so many other males breeding. But if you were like buying this male, hoping your whole entire season rides on him, you're going to breed them early and you're going to breed them often. And that usually kills males. A lot of breeders I've known in the past have killed males overbreeding them, getting them too skinny and stuff like that. But because I have so many backups, I don't have to use them right now. So I won't even start him for another 3 months. This DG Azanthic Clown, if he goes off feed, I have a backup male to use on top of him. So I don't, I can get him back on feed. He actually went off feed on me for a full month. So I didn't even pair him. I just pulled the plug, moved into a different section, got him back eating every few days, and now we're going to start breeding him again. This male has never seen a female, but only because I have a backup for it. He's never seen a female, and he's every bit of 800 grams. So these guys are 700-800 grams, and I'm not forced to breed them because I have enough males that I'm growing out or buying. So, the biggest thing, in my opinion, people try to shy away from buying males. They buy like 10 females and then like 1 male for it. And the problem with that is if your 1 male goes off, that means that next male has to pick up the slack for 10 more females. And that's just way too much, in my opinion. The ratio, you should be aiming closer to 1-3 ratio, not a 1 to. I know a male, a really good breeder male, can handle 10 females. No problem. I've done it before. I have the male banana clown combo. I've bred it to 10 females. But if he goes down and he stops breeding, that next male has to pick up the slack for 10 more females, and you might breed him to death, which I've seen people do. I've done it one time ever. I say one time ever, but the most memorable time, like it just absolutely crushed my season, where I bred this male. Again, you breed at this volume, animals die. Animals will die. They things that we don't know about, heart attacks, whatever. I had a male I actually got necropsy on, and he had a fatty liver. So things that you just don't know about. But don't be the person that overbreeds a male and then kills it because you overbred it. So that's one of my biggest things is get enough males. 1-3 ratio is really good, is a really good number. So just don't overwork your animals.
Awesome. Thank you for that advice, Bob.
Man. These rosy bows are so mean. They're so cool, but they're so angry all the time. These are my first litter of rosy bows, and they're so angry all the time.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, these are anery Magdalena locale, but they're aneries. So they're a little bit different from their non-anery siblings, which is the brown version. So.
You can see the difference there. Now, are you starting to kind of branch out into other species, Bob, or do you plan?
No. So what I actually do is when I go herp a very specific location, I always have a target species in mind. So we herped California over a year ago. Our target species was to find a rosy boa. I never found one. We spent the entire week there. We never found one. So I ended up buying a breeding pair, and I ended up producing them. So I'm going to give them to my buddies that went herping with me. And 4 babies. So they're just cool. I really enjoy the species. They bite the hell out of you every time you touch them. They're just fun. Garter snakes was one of those where I was herping. I was specifically looking for garter snakes, didn't find one, so I bought a pair. I hope I find a Komodo dragon so I don't have to buy a pair when I go. Just stuff like that, man. They're just really fun species.
They're really cool looking. I like that anery mutation. It's very nice.
Yeah, like this is an adult male, so it's not a big snake. And once they're adults, they're pretty chill. This is an adult male, anery rosy boa, and it's just really pretty animals. Yeah.
It's really cool stuff.
All right, so let me put you back, dude. All right, what else you got for me?
That's pretty much it, my man. I mean, I think you showed a bunch of animals. We've already been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm not going to hold you too much longer, Bob. I just got one last question for you, Bob. Like, what would you say, or what would your biggest piece of advice be to someone who's just starting out that aspires to maybe do it full time one day? What would be your biggest piece of advice to them?
I would say don't rush it. You'll notice, like, I mean, obviously how big my collection is. You'd think I took, built it, fast, as fast as I can. But actually, I hatched my first clutch of ball pythons in 2009, and then I didn't go full time from there until 2016. So 7 years after hatching my first clutch is when I went full time. And I was very business oriented. I went through thinking, okay, this is the best route to do this, a lot of research. But take your time and kind of really enjoy the process of it, enjoy the species, and don't burn yourself out, man. I've seen a lot of my good friends, that customers over the years, they buy, like they'll get their first ball python in January, and by Daytona, they have 100 ball pythons. And the problem with that is, like, they're like, they're joking, I have a problem. But they really do. They really do have a problem. And the problem is they're going to get home from their 9-to-5 job, and then they have 100 animals to clean. The first few months of it is fine. It's fun. You're doing it with your kids. You're really having a good time. And then that you have to do this every weekend. Then you have to go to shows. And then all your vacations become shows, right? Your next vacation that you take with your husband or wife is Daytona. That's not a vacation anymore because you're spending the entire day in the reptile room. So don't rush it. Don't force yourself into this. It is another job. It literally is just picking up another job. So take that into account. Oh man, why you got to be in the shed? I was going to show you off. Don't try to force yourself into this. Ease your way in, enjoy your way in, and don't go from 0 to 100 in like 6 months. It works for people. Like the prime examples where he went 0 to 100 and he stayed in. But 90% of the people I've seen that go 0 to 100, they quit within a year to two because they'll come home from their 9-to-5 job, 40 hours a week, and then on the weekends they got to clean rats, dude. That freaking sucks. And you know that. You're a chiropractor. I mean, you got not an easy job at all by any means, a very physical job. And then you got to go home and do rats and snakes and then social media. And, all these things are stacked on top. And I used to do insurance. And people are like, oh, insurance is easy. I'm like, and it was. I enjoyed it. But I have to drive from house to house to house with agents to sell insurance every day. So I'm on the road for like 400 or 500 miles a week. And then I go home on a Saturday and I get to clean rats and snakes. And after a while, I found out how good I was at snakes, and I just ended up quitting the insurance gig. And I made $100,000 a year doing insurance. It wasn't like I hated my life. I did very well insurance wise, and I still quit to do this. So if you really do have a passion for this and you really do enjoy it, it's very, very rewarding, lucrative, however you want to, put it. But make sure it's the right thing for you and your family. You don't want to put your family in financial stress, like cashing out your 401k or maxing out your credit cards, which I've heard of people doing. They'll cash out their 401k. Look at this animal. This is a yellow belly hypo het sunset clown, DG sunset clown. That's crazy. Just a crazy animal to grow out.
Powerful animal.
But yeah, that would be my best advice for anyone starting out. Is that just kind of take your time and enjoy the process, enjoy every bit of this. I mean, like, hatching your first clutch should not be rushed. My first clutch was a pastel to a normal, so when people are like, oh, I don't have really any cool stuff. And I was like, dude, your first clutch being like, some guy was like the other day sending me his first clutch to help him ID.
and it was like a 4 gene clown clutch. And I was like, dude, my first clutch was so easy to ID. It was pastel and normals. You know, that made life easy back in the day. These are all DG pied het VPI Xanthics. So they just had their first shed. I actually haven't, some of them, like this one hasn't even shed yet. This is just a pied double het. And these two are DG pied Xanthics VPI. So quite a few of those. I'm very happy with those. These are Hypo DG, Chocolate, Spot Nose, Enchi, OD. Yep, het clowns. Oh, nice. They're all visual. Oh, they're all have to be het clowns because the male was a DG clown combo. Cool. So this is a pastel, chocolate, spot nose, hypo, desert ghost, het clown. Sheesh.
That's beautiful, dude.
Really powerful animal.
And it still looks crazy.
Yeah, clowns though.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff just constantly hatching and shedding. This is a pastel leopard DG, pastel OD leopard DG krypton. Oh, cryptic. These are 100% cryptics. No clowns in there. I really like the cryptic stuff. It produces like all these little white dots all over it, and it's just really fun. And yeah, so just adding a gene versus losing a gene. Did you just bite your brother, dude? Come on, chill out.
Super cool stuff, Bob.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I will hit you up in a little bit after dinner.
Yes, sir. I appreciate.
All right,
you.
thanks everybody for tuning in.
Guys, go check out Bob. You can hop off if you want, Bob. I'll let everybody.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you. Later, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you, brother. So, guys, there you have it. My dude, Bob, showing off some crazy stuff. Make sure you guys go follow Bob if you're not already. Great person to get advice from. He's one of the top breeders in the world, man, and he couldn't have said it better. Make sure you have a passion for it if you want to do it. Dude, Bob is awesome. Great having him on the show. Make sure you guys check out his morph market. Make sure you guys check out his Reptile Expo, the Southeast Reptile Expo. Facts, Boa Blog. His facility is amazing, insane, and when you work hard, that's where you could get to. So Bob's a big inspiration to me. I'm sure he's a big inspiration to a lot of you guys out there as well, and I appreciate you guys showing out for Bob tonight. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the likes. I saw everybody in there. Rhonda, Marines, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks, John, as well. I seen John dropping a bunch of gifts too. So we'll go live again soon later this week. We'll show some of our snakes again. And it was cool to have Bob on as a guest today. Awesome guy. Make sure you guys go check him out. Great person. Does so much for the community. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening. Peace.